I've been meaning to make this video for a while, but I just wanted to wait for like the right time mentally to dive into this, because I have a lot to say and I want to make sure that it all comes out right. But so a lot of people, like, there was a bunch of requests for different videos that people think I should make and shit, and there was a lot of good ones, but and I'll get to all of them, you know, over time. But the most interesting one was people saying to make a reaction video to Derek's 2 videos. This is mostly going to be like my responses to his video. I think it was his, I don't even know if it was his first or second video, not the Natty or Not video, but the reaction to his reaction and responses to my original documentary video that came out whenever I was 15. Okay, so first and most importantly, and this is very important, I did have 2 reps in the motherfucker. I don't know why you said that so doubtfully. I had those 2 reps and I got them, so that I had to get that off my chest. So you talk about my brain development and saying that you think that it would have fucked my brain development up, but if anything, I don't really think it did anything, but if anything, it definitely increased my like brain powers, or however the fuck you call it, because I think completely different than anyone else that I know. And everyone that I ended up giving advice to, or end up like trying to help out or whatever mentally, it always works. So that's like on that part of my brain is extremely developed, and didn't stop. It was the same way whenever I was 15. I was super motivated. I thought of everything differently than most people, and I had a good ability of explaining things in a way that everyone can understand, not in a way that like would confuse some and make sense to others. So that's one response to the brain development part. And second, what I do is, like, for a living, is real skillful labor. So like I rebuild engines, pull cabs on F-250s, on Duramax, whatever. Not basic mechanic shit, and it's all diesel, it's all complicated. So my brain definitely works in all ways, like as far as motor skills and like function of my brain to be able to like do difficult tasks. And then as far as my brain development is like maturity and being able to control my emotions and keeping my drive, all that shit that comes from your brain. I would say for a fact, actually I know for a fact, my brain is like completely up there. Like no one's on my level that I know, or that I see at least. So I get where you're coming from that though, because you're not hating or anything. I get that. However, it didn't fuck with that at all. It slightly fucked with it while I was on it, just making my head big. But either way, I still thought the same in my own head. But the way it came out to y'all was definitely different during the time that I was on that shit, because definitely made me a little more aggressive or confrontational, maybe. Yes, that was insulin. That was a Lantus pen that I had stole from my friend's diabetic dad. I was about that life. No, I'm just playing. That was really stupid. Well, I knew what I was doing to the extent of eating. Like I would take like 20 IUs, or not even that much. That's kind of a lot. Like 5 or 10 IUs before a workout, and match it with 10 grams of carb per 1 IU. And I would use Carblin, which, if you don't know, it's like dextrose, powdered form dextrose. I guess I think it was dextrose, as in like that's the carb it is. And it's like buy it at a nutrition store, and it's just fast acting, simple carbs before a workout. But when you take insulin, you have to match whatever amount of IUs you take. The rule of thumb, at least I was taught, was 10 grams of carbs per IU. And that's like making sure the carbs are going to act fast enough so you don't go hypoglycemic, which is why you have to eat the carbs in the first place. But that is hypoglycemic is low blood sugar to the point of like passing out, comas, all that, because the amount of insulin you take has to be matched with carbohydrates, or you will go into a bad place. the whole mimicking act that you did, about me comparing my steroid use to kids that were doing, like I was talking about kids doing pills and kids drinking alcohol versus me, or using it as an analogy to justify why I was doing steroids at that age, right? But the way you mimicked it was pretty gay, to be honest. I mean, I get it. Like you had well, no, not really. You didn't even really have a valid point, because I can say a lot of those kids that I saw taking stupid ass drugs like Xanax, or kids that were like stupid on the alcohol, or kids that were meth, coke, whatever, those kids are definitely less mentally developed than I am. So mentally and physically and spiritually, literally everything, because those fucking drugs, steroids is for me at least, it was a drug of production. Like, it was something that was motivating, something that motivated me. Like, wake up and you remember that you're on a chemical that is expensive and very powerful. So you want to, or I did at least, I want to wake up every day and get the fucking most out of I can. Like, each shot, I want to get the most out of it, because I was spending a lot of money on it, spending and, you know, risking whatever health side effects could have came from it. So with that, knowing that risk and knowing how much money I put into it, I was trying to get the most out of it. So it wasn't a negative thing at all for me, physically, mentally, any of that. It was actually really, really fun, and I felt great while I was on it. I felt great coming off of it. I struggled being completely sober for a while, which wasn't like, before I started steroids, I had issues with anxiety and depression. Once I came off, it felt like it got worse, but obviously more than likely just from getting off after a run like that with all this followers and being on roids, getting huge and all that shit, and then it all kind of shutting down. So it could have been amplified from the come down of being on cycle, or who knows, it could have just been the way my body was just coming back down from such a high like that in life. But I still don't have any fucking regrets. That shit was one of the best things I ever did, actually, that whole period of my life. It taught me more than I see most adults know that are 40, 50 years old during that 1 year of my life of struggling that hard to try to, or actually it was the first big accomplishment I ever made that was my own decision. Like, it wasn't like my parents, like, oh, you're going to go to the gym every day, or you're going to go to baseball practice, or get good grades, or do your homework, whatever. Like, that was my first personal large goal, was to get big. Like, I would say I got big, 220 pounds at 15, 16 years old. So once I realized that it was possible for me to do something like that, which was the reason I wanted to do, is because it's the last thing I could have ever expected myself to do. I never expected myself to be able to get that big. I never expected myself to actually go through and have the balls to be on steroids, or like have the balls to be on social media like I was. But once I started doing it, I was like, holy fuck, this ain't even hard. Like anyone can do this shit if they're willing to try as hard as I did. And once I learned that, like, everything in life, I felt like I could be the best at, or anything was like, nothing was out of my limits after I learned that I could do that. Because if I could do that, then fuck, I could do anything. That was the hardest thing I could possibly imagine myself to do, was to be able to be a big dude, versus me my whole life growing up super skinny, super weak. Like, I was good at sports, but I was not athletically gifted, like, not strong. I wasn't aggressive. I was more of a beta than anything. And for me to go from that to what I became at 16, which was like the most arrogant fucking big 16-year-old possible, basically something I never imagined myself to be, that was fucking the best thing I ever did by far. Like, I'm fucking unstoppable now, basically all because of that. That's where it all started. And now I also have another opportunity to reach out to a lot of people that feel the same way I did at the time, or before that like, if you feel like you can't do something and you really want to do it, but you don't feel like you deserve it, which is the problem for a lot of people. They just don't fucking believe that it can happen. If I didn't believe that it was possible one day, I was like, one day I literally would just, in my head, I was like, you know what, I can fucking do this. Like, everyone else in the fucking world can do it. All these other bodybuilders had no problem doing it. Why can't I? Once I discovered that, it's game over. Like, so I see this as an opportunity to help a lot of people that feel the same way. A lot of people don't think they're worthy or deserving of being rich or being swole or just being that guy on YouTube that everyone watches. Like why even try? Because no one's gonna watch. Or why even try? Because I'm not special. I'm not, you know, you don't think you're gonna be able to compete with the other top guys. Whatever it is that you want to do, and you feel like you can't do it because there's someone better than you, fucking do it. Like, just start doing shit. Whatever it is that you know you need to do to elevate. And if you don't know, then learn. You got plenty of fucking resources. You got Google, books, people to ask. You can ask, like, shit, you can connect with almost anyone in the world. So if you got a goal and you don't know how to do it, find someone that has achieved that goal and fucking start talking to them, start hanging out with them, start getting info from them. And like, if you just apply yourself, literally anything in the fucking world you want, you can get. I promise that. I was kind of off topic though. Shit. So fuck. There's something else I was thinking about here. One second. Oh, natty or not, just one more thing. The natty or not video, and overall, Derek, like, I'm not mad at you. I don't think you were hating on me. I think you were fair and like stated your honest opinion, which I encourage for sure. Like, if you thought I was a fucking complete dumbass, then I encourage you to say that, you know, like, and I'll argue it now. I would argue it then too. We can debate, and I'll show you that I'm not, or that's not the case here, obviously. But I'd much rather hear the truth from everybody than someone just saying bullshit to like make me feel better, to get people to watch. Like, whatever the truth is, I want to hear that. So I didn't think you were being a hater, or I didn't think you were being unjust. And it didn't, that video that I saw, or actually I didn't see any of the videos at all until like 2 weeks ago, maybe, or a week ago. And yeah, probably like 5 days or a week ago. I didn't see the videos at all. That picture I posted that you mentioned on one video where I had the arms on handshake X4, as you quoted it, that picture wasn't prompted by anything. Like, I had no idea that first video was posted at the time that I posted that picture. I've been posting pictures like periodically for the whole time, basically, so that's nothing new there. It just so happened to be at that timing, and also, like, it just so happened to be at the timing that I'm getting back into the gym and getting like somewhat of a build back. Long ways to go, but I just got finished with a run out here right now. It's a fucking beautiful day in Texas. We're here in Pearland, Texas. I'm at Challenger 7. It's a park over here in, like, I guess Pearland or Webster. But anyways, yeah, so Derek, I hope you see this, or I guess it's really only a matter of time until you see this. Hit me up. We can, like, if you want to debate on stuff, if you want to just make a video like asking me questions, we can answer people's questions. Whatever it is, I'm trying to get on with you. I like the way you think, and I feel like you could challenge my mind, and I feel like I could challenge yours. So I would like to see maybe a video call, or I'll even come out to you wherever you are. Let me know where you are, where you want to do a video at together. If you want to talk about certain subjects, ask me certain questions, get certain updates before anyone else does. I want to give you the first opportunity because you were the first one to start talking about this again. And if it weren't for those 2 videos, I probably wouldn't have ever started like coming back on this subject. So you get the first if you want it. If just, it's whenever you see this, only a matter of time. So just hit me up. I got a lot more videos already recorded that I plan on posting soon, and a lot more to say. So y'all just let me know what y'all want to see, and y'all get it.